Okay, today we are playing a game on Lijiang Tower. We are in the Diamond SR range, and we will be playing one round as Reinhardt before changing to Winston for the rest of the game. And our current team composition is Reinhardt, Reaper, Hanzo, McCree, Zenyatta, and Mercy. So we have one tank and 3 DPS, 2 healers. I've always been of the opinion that if you're gonna have one tank or one healer, you should have one healer, because if you have one tank, your front line is kinda too weak and just gets rolled over. But, whatever. I mean, the thing is as well is it kinda doesn't matter, because, it turns out almost no one knows how to play their hero correctly, so team comp usually doesn't matter, because, it turns out just no one really knows how to play this video game, and yes, that doesn't include me, before anyone tries to be smart. So we're on Night Market right now, and we're playing Reinhardt, if YouTube would be so kind. There we go. So, we've just seen a Doomfist shooting his, pellets at... Oh, by the way, this is pre-patch. So, this is best of 5 instead of best of 3. So, yes, we are going to be here for approximately 1 human lifespan. But you'll just have to deal with that, basically. So, anyway, so, we know they have a Doomfist, and we are now advancing in... Yep, go on YouTube. We're advancing into the room with the Doomfist. Doomfist just punches us, and oh shit, now we're kinda in too deep, and it turns out Widowmaker killed 2 of our men because they also have a Widowmaker. If we know they have a Doomfist, you gotta be more patient, because just coming around the corner into the Doomfist means you're gonna get punched, probably into a wall, and then probably also get killed pretty quickly. We also just leave our team behind, basically, because they aren't keeping up with us. So then we go in the room, get fucked by Doomfist, and then suddenly the people who were standing behind us, well, now they're not standing behind us anymore, and they got shot by Widowmaker. So we're also just kind of leaving our team behind, which is kind of counterproductive if you're playing Reinhardt. The moral of the story is be more patient. So, we're back now. They got control of the point. This is a very annoying point to regain control of. Well, regain, we never had it to begin with, but... So, we are coming around the corner with not a full HP shield, and then we take it down anyway, and we get killed again. Even though we know that their team can do a lot of burst damage because they have Doomfist, Reaper, and Widowmaker. And the Zarya is also full charge. And yet we're coming around the corner with our shield down. You're gonna get killed for that one. And the shield was low HP as well, so... just kind of have to let it recharge before you're even allowed to come out of the doorway, because otherwise you probably just get punched and killed. You know, shot also, because they've got some shooty guys and some punchy guys. So just, like, get out of the way and let the shield recharge. We can hear Doomfist coming. Here's Doomfist. We're gonna try and charge Doomfist. If you're gonna try and charge a Doomfist, you gotta wait until you've seen him use all 3 of his abilities, because all 3 of his abilities can be used to dodge the charge. And Uppercut is the easiest one to dodge with. So we have attempted to charge again, and we have come out of the room. This is a risky charge to make, because if we don't pin him in the room, we're gonna go all the way across the world, which is gonna get you killed. So unless you know you're gonna, like, collide with the wall, don't even try. And now, oh god, Nano Boost. Oh no, Nano Boosted Winston. We're in the Graviton. Oh, we're dead now. A lot of ultimates been used. Mercy's res twice within the first, like, minute of the game, so that's how you... And yet we've still made no progress at all, so that's how you know it's going really well so far. So, Silver Lining, they just used, 4 ultimates. So, we've still got 2 ultimates, and we've practically got Earth Shatter. However, Zenyatta just got picked off right there by their Widowmaker, so, you know, that's cool. And now they're slowly starting to spawn camp us, and we've decided that we're gonna ult these 2 people. At this point, killing anybody is important so that we can actually get some tempo back, so that's fine. And then Reaper also spins on them, which is unnecessary, seeing as they were on the ground stunned, but whatever. That's his ultimate, it's his decision what he wants to do with it. We can disagree with it, but he'll do what he wants to do. So, they're starting to regroup. We should just, like, be standing over in a doorway with our shield up, because, like, someone's gonna come around a corner shooting. Doomfist, we hear him charging up, so we get out of the way, and now, they're just kind of walking right past us and starting to kill our team. And our options for stopping that are fairly limited, because we are Reinhardt, and he has trouble blocking damage when people are diving on his team. So all we can really do is sort of walk after them, swinging our hammer at them. And fortunately, our team survived. We lost both of our supports, which is usually, like, the nail in the coffin, but it went a lot better than expected, actually. So now they're starting to come in staggered. We've managed to react in time to bonk off of Doomfist, but Doomfist didn't die despite being stunned on the floor in front of us. So, you know, that's rather sad, but what can you do? Widowmaker slowly advancing into the point. Not something you see every day, but you can accuse her of not being involved in the objective. So now we have Earthshatter built up. We haven't really had to do anything the last couple of fights, honestly. Like, we stunned the Doomfist by countercharging him, and that's kind of been our sole contribution for the last little while now, apart from, like, swinging into some people during the fight, but now we have Earthshatter. They've only got, like, enough time for one good push left in them at this point, so as long as we Earthshatter at least decently, it should be enough. However, this does somewhat put a cramp on things. And then all that happens. Don't charge, because there's no reason to do so. You don't need a block for them, because Transcendence is also happening, where you can argue that you should try to block, because Ana might throw a grenade at you, which it turns out she does, but I mean, she's coming around the backside as well. Don't charge, though, because there's, like, no point. You can block or just swing at people, and you want to try and line up the Earthshatter, which is also what we want to try and do right now. We decide that we're going to take a very miraculously works out right there. Doesn't that look like it shouldn't have worked? Small thing, try not to jump before you Earthshatter, because it just gives the enemy team slightly longer to react to your Earthshatter, which can make a difference. Many times, I had to learn to stop doing that, because after a point, that really came back to bite me repeatedly. You gotta stop jumping before you Earthshatter, because it just gives them an extra half second, and sometimes that's all they need. So even though we were inside the bubble, basically, when we Earthshattered them, we hit these people. However, we did not hit the Reaper, and so Reaper just does this. He just walks towards us, holding mouse 1, and we're dead. Like, the two people we Earthshattered are fine enough to Earthshatter, but if we don't also get the Reaper, who is the scary thing at the time, he's just gonna kill us before we can do anything about it anyway. So, if you can't hit the Reaper with the Earthshatter, you gotta find another way to deal with the Reaper first, because otherwise you're gonna Earthshatter and he's just gonna kill you before you can really do anything with the Earthshatter. And the rest of the fight was not exactly going fantastically, so we can't really rely on our team to kill the people that we Earthshattered. So now we changed to Winston, during this round. I think we changed right now. Do we go out there at all? No, we changed right now. Okay, so we're Winston for the rest of the game now. This is scary, because they have a Reaper, but they also have an Ana and a Widowmaker, so Winston is also a good choice. D.Va probably better overall, but Winston is better at dealing with Ana. We have been tranked in a very unfortunate time right there. So, we jumped straight onto the point, right onto these people. But the whole reason that we're playing Winston right now is kind of to kill the Widowmaker, who we can see is off on the right-hand side all by her lonesome. So we could just go over there, jump on the Widowmaker, and kill her as well. And, like, yeah, we kind of want to get control of the point, but we also want to kill Widowmaker. And the point's kind of scary, because that's where the Reaper probably is. Now, fortunately, Reaper has absolutely no self-preservation instincts, and decides that he just wants to die. Just walks right in ahead of everyone else in full view of the entire team, and gets himself killed. The other argument is, of course, that this point is fairly confined, so perhaps you don't need to worry about the Widowmaker so much. That's the other scary thing about their team. They also have a Doomfist. So, Reaper and Doomfist, very good at killing Winston. Winston, however, good at killing Widowmaker and Ana. Probably better to play D.Va, because D.Va's good against Reaper and Widowmaker. She's slightly less good and, like not terrible against Doomfist, because you can't really burst her. And she's worse against Ana, but it's not like she's that much worse against Ana, whereas Winston, so Winston gets pretty fucked by Doomfist and Reaper, so fortunately Widowmaker all the way over here by our lonesome, and then Genji comes in and earns our kill like the hero that he is. Now we're jumping into them at half HP, which is not a recommended maneuver because, well, we're jumping into their entire team. Also, if you look up in the kill feed, you'll notice that we've already lost Zenyatta, and then right as we arrive, we also lose Mercy, so we're kind of fucked. But you don't want to jump into the people at half HP, because Winston's actually a pretty soft tank, so if you jump in at less than full HP, well, if you jump in at like half HP, or like, just at like 300, you usually get pretty fucked, because you're not actually very tanky as Winston, unless you have Primal Rage. So we found Ana, all the way over here by her lonesome, nobody to help her, free, easy money. However, we look in the kill feed, we see both of our supports are dead. Oh, now those people are dead as well. Ah, fuck. As soon as you know both supports are dead, you probably just don't even go in there at all anymore, because you're probably just gonna die and feed them ult charge. Either leave, or like if you don't think you can leave, jump in the pit, so that they don't get the ult charge from killing you, because when both your supports are dead, you're probably going to lose that fight. It's just kind of how it is. So, their Winston, dead right now. Fantastic news. They're missing their main tank, and we've all recollected right now. Heard Doomfist charging. That's over with now. Reaper spinning. 2 people alive again. Great. We don't push ult in time, and we end up getting killed, and it's real sad. And, we do that another time. At least one other time that I can think of off the top of my head. It's better to ult too early than to ult too late. Because if you ult too early, well, maybe you don't use the ult too efficiently. But if you ult too late, maybe you lose the game. But we managed to get back in time to contest the point, and we use our ultimate. And oh god, we're just trying to stay alive right now. Oh god, oh, we're just hippie-hopping everywhere. And we have somehow managed to live a lot longer than we had any right to live, and our team has actually managed to recollect, and actually, if you can believe it, we don't just lose the round right there. Isn't that incredible? Also, like, this always seems so nitpicky, but like, don't skip the kill cam. The only reason to watch the kill cam is if you're looking to see what their ult charge is, or if you think the person is using an aimbot. And it's better to just, like, know what's going on with your team in the game at the time, rather than watching the kill feed. So, Doomfist decided that he wanted to kill himself, which is his prerogative, whatever. Not exactly the greatest Graviton in the world, but it got the job done. Our Reaper, unbelievably bad, as you might have seen right there. Their Reaper, in here all by his lonesome, running away. Back with his team, we can't do anything about that. We have just used our bubble, so we are not really allowed to be standing up here anymore, because our bubble is not here, and we are not actually very tanky. So that's all happening over there. It's a right clusterfuck. We've managed to kill their Ana. That's great news. Their Tracer killed herself, and our Mercy is still alive. So we get to win this fight now. Partly because, I mean, it doesn't look like we should have gotten away with it, right? But we killed their Ana, their Tracer killed themselves. So that means there was only 4 of them. There were 6 of us. They didn't kill our Mercy. We get to win the fight. Incredible. So we've almost got Primal Rage built up again, which is cool. Not really an ult that you actively think about using, but is always just nice to have, since it's basically the I don't die button. Their Tracer, dead right now. They don't exactly have a lot of time left, so any delay that they take right now is very big. Ana, way too far up, but we couldn't really punish her for that one, because her team's right there. Doomfist coming in way ahead of his team. Their Reaper, now dead. Reaper, the main thing that's scary about their team. Doomfist also kind of scary, but he just fucked it up real bad, so we get to kill him as well. And they're having to fight us with not their full team right now, because a bunch of them got picked off. There was the other one. We don't ult in time. It's better to ult too late it's better to ult too soon rather than too late. The exact opposite of what I was about to say. Because, I mean, it's not hard to imagine a world where you dying there because you didn't ult loses the round. And that's not the end of the world because it's best of 5 in this patch, but that's actually lose the game in the current patch, so... Better to ult too soon, rather than too late. Like, I'd ult now. I wouldn't even risk it, walking around at 150 HP with Discord Orb on you, because that's real easy to just suddenly get killed. We have ulted now, though, and we're punching people. They're in the Graviton. Oh my god. If they executed any of these last couple of fights like 5% better, they would have run the round, but whatever. The great equalizer of Overwatch is that the enemy team can always be worse than your team. So now we're on Control Tower, Control Center. Something similar to that. I can never quite remember the name of this map. It's something. It's Control something. This is when I find out it's not Control something. Whatever. We're gonna go fight the map. This is a good map to play Reinhardt on because it's pretty just straight at each other, but at the same time our team is never going to be standing behind us as Reinhardt, so... Though, also, their Widowmaker, after we killed her the very first time, changed to Tracer immediately afterwards. Didn't think to bring this up at the time, because I was distracted by other things. She changed to Tracer almost immediately. So, at that point, Winston is no longer good against anyone on their team, except for Ana. Because Winston is not really that good against Tracer. Like, the reason he's good against Tracer is that he can zone them off the backline. But if the Tracer's coming at your backline with a Doomfist and a Reaper as well, and a Winston, or something similar, then the problem, you're gonna do nothing as Winston. So at that point, D.Va is definitely the better choice, because you can eat all of the projectiles, you can fuck with Reaper's day, you can fuck with Tracer's day, you're better at fighting Doomfist than Winston is. There's not really any reason to continue playing Winston after the Widowmaker changes off, because the only person you're good against at that point is the Ana. Now they also have a Genji, though, so there's that also. Their Reaper, not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, just sort of runs right at our whole team and ends up having to Wraith form away because he's going in too deep by himself. And we're now walking into their Reaper, so we're really lucky we didn't die for that one right there, because we're just advancing into the Reaper and the rest of his team as well. And the last time we saw them as well, they had a Zenyatta, so very easy to get killed. No need to jump onto these people, because we're not full HP, and we've got Discord Orb on us right now. So we just kind of get fucking murdered as soon as we land over there, because, oh, the Reaper's still alive. Gotta be real careful where you're going when you know the enemy team has a Zenyatta and a Reaper on it, because if you go in at the wrong time, well, you just get killed because you've got Discord Orb on you and then Reaper shot you twice and you died. Gotta be real careful. Like, people say you have to change off Winston if the enemy team has a Reaper. This is not really true, that's an exaggeration, but you do have to play around the fact that they have a Reaper. Because he does fuck with your day real good. So we have Defense Matrix, we have no such thing. We're playing Winston right now. If Winston had Defense Matrix, that'd be pretty crazy. We have Primal Rage right now, and we see these two supports, and what do we see? We see just the two supports. This is where we jump on these two supports, because we've got Primal Rage, we've got the ultimate failsafe, they're back here by themselves, we don't hesitate, we jump on them, and start tasing them. Zarya comes back to help us. Who fucking cares? That Zarya's got no charge. Doesn't fucking matter. She's got no charge. We got Primal Rage. Beat the two supports to death. Just jump on them. Beat them to death right there and then. Because there was nothing there to stop you. That's a Reaper, though. That's scary. So we leave that situation as soon as possible. So our Reaper went and span on them. Both their supports are dead right now because Zenyatta died to Zarya shortly before that. Their Reaper decided that he wanted to waste his ultimate, so that's really cool. We overshoot the Genji. He's not really accomplishing anything, but we ended up not killing him. Zenyatta gets back, only to immediately die again. Genji going in 1v6 with his Dragon Blade. He's killed the Pharah, and that's all he's gonna kill. Not exactly a good use of company resources. We still have Primal Rage. because we haven't really had any reason to use it yet.
Reaper's coming right side again, behind.
Zarya and D.Va, we're not great at fighting these people, but they're not exactly scary enough we have to leave. Their Reaper, unbelievably terrible, just keeps throwing his life away. Here's Gongo the Bongo, he's leaving now because he doesn't want to deal with it. Oh god, Transcendence, so we don't get to have any fun for the next little while. Oh, Defense Matrix. All ults now down, people in Graviton, however, 2 of our team just died. We do still have Primal Rage. Not exactly the most smoothly executed Graviton Barrage combo, but I mean, she killed them in the end, so I guess it works out. And our Mercy didn't get killed, so she gets to res the team. Basically, like, the enemy team's really bad is the moral of this round, because, like, we could have been basically doing anything this entire period of time, and it would have achieved the same thing, because they executed every part of every fight as badly as possible. Mostly their Reaper keeps throwing his life away, but also Reaper and Genji threw their ults on the ground right towards the end, so then they come into the last fight, and they did it like 1v6, so they didn't get anything accomplished with those ultimates. And then, they only had time for one more fight. Oh fuck, both our DPS wasted their ultimates 20 seconds ago, so we're gonna come in with, Self-Destruct and Transcendence, and that's it. And they've got, like, and the enemy team's got all of their ultimates. So that means we lose the fight, and we also lose the round. We could have been doing fucking anything, and we would have won that round. So this is the last round. I'll spoil it for you now. They don't recover, because at this point it seems like they're kind of probably tilted, because, I mean, Reaper, who knows what the fuck he's doing, right? So, we jump straight into their entire enemy team. Not recommended, unless you are communicating with your Zarya and you're like, bubble me now as I'm jumping in, so that you're harder to kill. Jumping into the entire enemy team right out the gate tends to get you fucking dead, so not recommended to jump into the entire enemy team. We do get away with it, but now we're dead. We don't continue to get away with it. Reinhardt also just charged through and pinned our Mercy, so what can you do? Don't jump into the entire enemy team, though, as Winston. Winston's very soft, not actually a recommended maneuver, unless you are communicating very closely with your, Zarya, well, your team as a whole, but mostly Zarya. So their Genji has just killed himself, and we're all recollected right now, so we really want to force this fight while they're missing a team member. Their Reaper is still really fucking scary, though. I would have still just changed to D.Va at this point, because, like, Reaper is making life difficult for us, when he isn't just killing himself, of course. That, you know, great equalizer. Enemy team can always just be bad. So Reaper's, like, fucking around out here, but he's all by himself. I would actually just go after him at that point, because he's alone, and you can see he's mostly dead. If you just, like, don't put your bubble there and you follow him around, like, he's probably gonna try and teleport to get away, because he's by himself over here. So, we probably kill the dude, actually. So long as we don't, like, take our bubble with us. But then you can always just leave as well. It's not like Reaper actually has any CC to hold you with. So, do we have a bubble right there? And you see he jumped. There was time in here to actually block this, because Winston, like, if you have a barrier, you do have this secondary objective where you're trying to block Reinhardt's ultimate if you can. Obviously, this is, like, ultimately another Reinhardt's job, but if you have a barrier, this is something you want to try and do. So if the Reinhardt's moving in a way that indicates he might use Earth Shatter soon, you should be ready for it. And if, right there, he jumps, and he starts ulting, I mean, you gotta react pretty quickly, but you can react to that one. And he'd be really sad about it. Oh, no. Allegedly Lucio did it. Okay. Feels bad, man. So, we still have control of the point, though, because even though they, like, ulted us and everything, it wasn't actually executed properly, so we get away with it anyway. Reinhardt currently killing himself. Very obliging of him. You'll notice he was over here all by his lonesome, while Reaper was over there killing the rest of their team, along with Pharah. So he was definitely doing his job and tanking damage for his team, as we can see. I'm still really sick, so obviously I'm going to drink some coffee and dehydrate myself further. Now we're asleep, and that feels really bad, and be clairvoyant, I guess, is how you dodge that one. So we found out that they have a Widowmaker again. So we jump on the Widowmaker, and now she's dead. Reaper just span on our whole team, so they're all dead. Now we leave. This is where we leave. Like, this is not what we do. Because we're gonna die. And now all that's happened is our death is staggered compared to the rest of our team. Because they're all getting back right now, and we're only just respawning. Granted, we're Winston, so we'll get back there quicker. But we still end up wasting some time. Don't stagger your death. Just back out if you're gonna die. If you can't back out, jump off a cliff. Not even joking. So that you don't give them the ult charge, also. Ugh. So, we've jumped into their entire enemy team. And that's not really recommended because... Reaper May... and we end up getting killed before we can build up Primal Rage. Just jump, like, more on the bridge, because jumping into the entire enemy team, while our bubble is also down, is just gonna get you killed. And getting killed is, suboptimal, if I were to, give my honest opinion. It is slightly suboptimal. Words are hard to form right now, okay? So we're asleep again, and, like, this is the third time we've gotten slept in just, like, a really awkward place. It's just like, well, you know, I'd recommend being psychic if you don't want that to happen again. Or have Korean reflexes. So our, half our team dead. Well, a third of our team dead, which is very close to the half of our team. We shouldn't really be over here right now, because we're just increasing the risk of getting picked off. And, like, yeah, we're starting to run out of time, but, we can jump through the window. So our Mercy is telling us to die on point. We've used Primal Rage, so we're not about to die anytime soon. I believe Mercy starts yelling at us to die, because our team starts to die. Basically, we're coming with a sheer number of ultimates right now and win the fight, because they don't have any ults to fend us off with. May's using her ult now, but fight's already over, so she just ends up wasting it. Here comes Farah to use her ult while all of her team is dead, so she also wastes it. And Reaper's also dead. Now, you'll notice, right? What do we notice right now? They've only got time for one more fight. What did they do? Waste 2 ultimates right before their final fight. So, right after we used all our ultimates to take the point, if those 2 people had some patience and saved their ultimates, this last fight would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? There goes Anna. She's upset about that one. We, have a, May walking around the point. We get pulled into the graviton, we just kind of walk into it, which is not really recommended. Oh, turn around and see the Mercy right after you've killed the entire team. Oh god, scary. So, we ended up winning the round. And the entire game, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. It was Reaper who got play of the game. This isn't exactly surprising news. Oh, what a tease. Well, I'm sure we can imagine roughly what happened. So, the thing that stands out the most is just kinda have more patience. With Reinhardt anyway, like, block, don't charge at people, don't go in swinging your hammer, just hold right click, because that's kind of Reinhardt's thing. Be more patient, and don't jump into the enemy team, or into things that are gonna get you killed as Winston. Because there are quite a few things that can get you killed quite quickly as Winston, and you have to play around those things so that you don't get killed quite quickly. Also, change to D.Va, because there was a point in this game where Winston was no longer really a very good choice, so it's better to change to D.Va, because she would have been a lot better. She would have been better against the majority of their team than Winston was. Granted, D.Va's also about to get absolutely, gutted, because her defense matrix is gonna get annihilated, so, you know, there's that. But at the same time, D.Va might also just be able to kill people, so, Maybe it'll even out. Who knows? We'll see when the changes actually happen, because they're on the PTR, so they effectively mean nothing right now. So, anyway... Oh god, what have I done? Oh god. Okay, so, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.